What's going on, everyone? Today, Dean and I are at the local salvage yard in Killeen, Texas. It's called 195 Auto Salvage. We ended up finding a D16z6. Unfortunately, the cylinder head was a Y7, so we didn't get it with the cylinder head. So we ended up grabbing this engine out of a 96 to 2000 sedan that was front end totaled. So we had a strong feeling the engine was still good. So we ended up getting it and taking it back to my house using some cheap Dollar Tree oven cleaner, which works really well, by the way. That or CRC is my favorite when it comes to degreasing. We went ahead and fired up the pressure washer and pressure washed the engine inside and out. Alright, so now that we got the engine pressure washed and cleaned, we're going to take it to the garage and prime it. We'll be laying down some silver here in a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and tear it down, make sure everything looks good, like the cylinder walls. Make sure there's not too deep of scarring, because if so, it'll need bored over. Make sure the crankshaft looks good, which this is the Z6 crankshaft, which means it has the 2 oil holes per rod bearing and main bearing, which allows for better cooling. The Y7s and the Y8s do not, so that's why we are really looking for a Z6 bottom end. So this bottom end looks like it's in really good shape. The pistons, the rods, even the main bearings and rod bearings looked like in really good shape. So we got pretty lucky with that. So now we're going to go ahead and install the block guard out of the Vetera build. The first half of this video cut out, sorry about that, guys. But I did get part of me tapping it in place. It's pretty simple. Just a cheap block guard. I'll leave a link in the description for the parts I'm using in this engine. That brings us to where we're at now. We got the Z6 block all cleaned up and painted. We got the block guard installed, and this is the maxpeeding rods I had in my Vetera build with the Vetera pistons. Now, there's nothing wrong with these. I'm just going to go with different pistons, more of a flat top, because these are a dish. And with Supercharger, you want a little more compression. We're shooting for around 10.5 to 1. So we're going to be running some flat top pistons with these forged rods in this block. As for the Vetera block, it's sitting in the shed. The cylinders need bored over because cylinder 3 was out of round. We were getting some major piston slap. So that engine's basically retired for the time being because they want a lot of money at the local machine shops here in Central Texas to bore them over and hone them. And so I was just going to build the Z6. It has standard size. We're going to send it to the machine shop to make sure that all the cylinders are within factory specs. And if they are, cool. If not, we'll have to bore it over anyways. But this has a Z6 crank, so it's a win-win. Yes, I will have to re-notch the block, but not a big deal. So basically, we're just going to be running some different flat top pistons with the same maxpeeding rods, but we'll be putting brand new bearings in. And it'll be in a Z6 bottom end. I did end up buying Speed Factory's newest cam. They came out for the D series, the Street Savage. So I'll be doing a review on that on this channel, letting you know if it really gives the horsepower that it claims. Now, this isn't a Vetera build, but with the Supercharger, forged rods, and high compression with the 85, I should notice a difference. Last time we dynoed this car, made 182 wheel horsepower consistently. So it should be right around 182 on this exact setup. So we're just going to take the head off, put the valve springs and retainers from Brian Crower, and then put the Street Savage cam in, adjust the cam gear because it will need adjusted a little bit, and then we'll take it to the dyno and see what it makes. We also got an upgraded Supercharger pulley, so I'll be able to run more boost and a Honda map sensor. So we got a lot of things coming. Even ordered a traction bar for this, so when we go to the track I can hook a little better. So we're shooting for 12s. Maybe faster. We'll see what happens with all this done, but this will be getting sent off as soon as possible to the machine shop. I want to make sure everything's perfect on it. The Vetera engine did good. If it wasn't for cylinder 3 slapping around noisy, everything would have been fine, but cylinder 3 was worn out way beyond 75mm spec, so it would need bored over to 76. I just don't want to do that on the Y7. Now we have a Z6, which was a rare find to even find the block. So I'm really happy with that. So we're going to get it all assembled, and then we will drop that in here with the Street Savage cam, and it'll be a fully built engine with the Supercharger. So we're still on the long gear transmission. so we can actually see what that does at the track. But the results may be skewed a little bit because of all the upgrades we're doing. But I ended up getting the wheel hub replaced. As you can see, now we have 4 lugs again. That way when we take it to the track, they won't complain at tech because that one broke off last time we were at the drag strip. But that's basically the plans we have for right now. So I would definitely stay tuned. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. And for the people who are subscribed that don't have the bell icon turned on, please turn that on to get notified of every upload. I have a lot of people messaging me constantly about they didn't know I did this or that to the car, even though I did a video. So they're not getting notified is basically what's going on. So, but definitely stay tuned, guys. This thing's running great. We got the Z6, we got some plans. Huge shout out to Dean. He actually paid for the Z6. It was an unexpected surprise. We went to pay for it. He's like, I got you. So he paid for it. So huge shout out. Thanks, Dean. Really appreciate it. That allows me to put more money into the actual internals of it. So really appreciate the $120 block you got from the Junkyard. So if you guys are in Killeen, Texas, definitely check out 195 Auto Salvage. And there's not a lot of Hondas, but there are some. Lots of J-Series and K-Series out there. So go get them while they last. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Just wanted to give you guys an update on things and let you know what's going on. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, God bless. Stay safe. Stay awesome.